Green Rising. You already know the vibes. I did do a live yesterday, but I ended it because I did it, but I didn't care to leave that point out there. You know what I'm saying? Whoever came to the live yesterday and saw it, they saw it. But I didn't care to leave that point out there. It is what it is. That was about levels. You know what I'm saying? And today you see the title. You know what I mean? We about to get into something real quick. You gotta learn to recognize what loves you. If you don't know what that is, like you never been loved in life to experience what that look like. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got people in their life that'll love you from a standpoint, and other people don't know that they love you like that in your life. And those be the people that'll hurt you. They'll do something to you if you fuck with that person that they love. You might not know because they don't really hang with them like that. They don't be around them like that. You know what I'm saying? But you know they walk around with an air of confidence because they got people who care about them. Those people they may never say that they love you like that, or may not put energy and representing for you like that, but they'll break your shit as soon as you disrespect something that they love. You got some people that love you in a way to where you better carry that name right across your tongue. You know what I'm saying? And if you say something disrespectful to somebody that they have a sentiment of love for, they might want to address you, right? They might want to address you and, you know what I'm saying, be the one to dive off the cliff. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that love you that'll do shit for you. You know what I'm saying? That'll be there, you know what I'm saying, physically, you know, or your time of need. You know what I'm saying? Like these different values of love that I'm giving air to, because there's so many more. I'm just, giving you examples. All that. And before I go deep into this, I seen this thing where they talking about, somewhere in Italy they got a machine to where they can measure the frequency of your emotion or whatever. And let's keep in mind, everybody's not the same. We've been know a long time ago that it was different types of people that lied about species. Like we knew people was claiming a species, but that wasn't what they were. It was a lot of people a long time ago been claiming human because they walked on two legs, but you was not a human. We been know that shit. That ain't nothing new. The thing about it is people always the type circumstance. People always wanting to be in the equality circumstance. The word play is what trap everybody where it's at. Now let me go back to the start when I was talking about what gives, what you comprehend to be love. There are different types of situations, but the value of love is a representation of something individually via species. Like I can't expect something that don't give hugs and don't have a communication of endurement to have some level of love. You're not that particular type of species, period. But that species might believe it's a man or a woman because it walks on two legs. You got to understand what these values are. Yo, if people keep wanting to be other shit, then you're not gonna have the best representation of what you is. It's like you're growing through the world, hiding everything that you are because you just want to be classified as human opposed to what you truly are. The earth got a way of just fixing shit like that. Sometimes you gonna like I'm telling you, yo, like this ain't no new science. I remember being in school back in the day, and some people would come to school with extra limbs or something cut the wrong way or something pent and stapled this way. I'm like, yo, what happened to them? And they like, yo, treat all the kids equal. We learned love and different values. We learned to respect the value of some things might not be equal to us, but it can still have a life. Cartoons would have showed you a kid with a tail playing with another kid, you know what I'm saying? And they just friends. You don't know what the hell going on in this world, but everybody got something to say about the values of it. No, there's a particular culture that carries divine frequency, which that love frequency is the highest in the whole existence, not a character that man created. Of course, characterizations of what man created here on earth will have a different level of frequency height because of their own detriment to your containing. Yes, you're gonna feel bad if you can't make a choice based off you doing what the fuck you want ultimately. Yeah, it's gonna make you feel bad. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like adhering to what people be saying because At the end of the day, only thing people do is try to control shit. But to take it back to the beginning, there's different types of love, yo. But love never comes in the category or the packaging of I love you, but I don't like your ass. The fuck is that? No, you're confused. You're probably a what's that term? You're probably a sociopath if you feel like that. If you could tell somebody that you love them or in endurance, you have true love for them inside, but you hide it because the way you treat their character and their name outside in the world, you're a fucking sociopath. Literally, because you don't have the cognitive understanding to have or hold a wherewithal for one particular energy before you switch over to something else. How do you have two different feelings for one thing and you only act integral in public like the feeling isn't real? What does that mean? Well, behind closed doors, you do the thing you like to do the most, and behind closed doors is how you're going to act in public in society. So if you can act irate about somebody, you could talk trash about somebody that you consider that you love in public, that makes you a sociopath because behind closed doors, you're saying something else. You're acting like you mean something else. But then what comes out your mouth is something completely different. You're a sociopath because you're willing to act on those motions too. That's a mental issue. Sociopathic energy lines up with any other schizophrenic energy when you're losing yourself. It's a mind displacement. It shows you when you're on one mind when you're comfortable, and then within the energy frequency rising, fight or flight, it switches to another mind, like an animal, meaning you don't have self control. So, with that being said, a lot of times we don't even pay attention to what love is because you're a fucking animal and you're trying to be a human. And it's the hardest thing. Anxiety tearing you up. You thinking you making the right decision. You can't help it. You're just an animal inside. You need to do individual makeup. Now, this was a science back in the day where individuals would make their metabolic reason behind them independently, not as a group, like, oh, everybody taking this, so I can take it too. No, that's not how it works. I can't give one dog the same thing I give the next dog. They two different animals, even though they're in the same family. It might be size, weight, differentiate, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's no different for people. You got to know what you're giving and know who you're talking to. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, Divine never made no mistakes in none of those retrospects. All these values of love and understanding that something loves you and some value, that's discernment. And when you lack that, you're in the adversaric field. Like you got to think about it. When Divine is giving you something and giving you the space, how the fuck do you turn around and look at it like it's an issue? How do you find an issue out of that? How do you start picking like shit and then run somewhere and then say some shit? Like that shit is retarded. I'd be like, yo, you know what I'm noticing more? I watch social media, I'm watching the world, I go places, I do things. What I'm starting to notice is it's not majority of humans running around. You gotta know something, yo. When you gotta make something, you gotta make something feel comfortable, when you gotta make shit fit, when you gotta make somebody believe, that's because your intentions behind the value what you got is not 100%. Divine ain't gotta make you do shit. It's either you gonna do the law of divine or die. Period, yo. It is no different for nobody else on the earth. Like you can throw all the tension tantrums you want. You know what I'm saying? You could say whatever you want. You could talk all the shit in the world. The truth by itself. That's why I love that game, yo. You know what I'm saying? I lived a life letting people think they had me trapped just so they could be fucking theyself. What? Divine ain't gonna sit there and be like, don't worry about it. Just be the bait. I got you. You know how that feeling feels like? Like when people are trying to say you got to have ultimate faith for the divine. Well, what does that look like if divine using you? Most of y'all get scared and never want to be in nothing, never want to do nothing. I'll sit right there in the fire and let the flames burn me and won't not a hair on my head get burned. Not a hair on my head. I done faced so many situations. I done faced it in the most humblest light. Majority of the time when you're in an argument or you're in a combatant, you think you got to win. The only thing wins in this world is divine. I don't want to carry burdens. I don't want to win. But what I realize is within combatants, there is a reason. There's something that's trying to take you away from that standpoint that holds you right there close to the divine. It's like knowing that you always rely on the divine. The negative energy is bombarding you to like peel the scab off. It's like trying to open wound you or something. Like it's like trying to make you like this. And it's like, but I'm able to feel like that. I'm able to be human. No person on this earth can separate you from your natural orientation that divine gave you. So you're gonna be imperfect in every single form. You are not to be judged. I don't give a fuck who says it. Nobody is here to judge you. And if they do that to you, against you in some attribute, they're stepping in something other than their own existence. Now, me saying that is to strengthen minds across the whole entire world, because the dumbest shit that I hate seeing and I'm tired of seeing every time I turn it around is you wrong, you this, you that. Everybody's pointing a finger. No, realize that if you can see a quality that doesn't fit you, separate from that individual. That's your choice. You have that as a choice in life. If you sit there because you want something to happen in a situation that doesn't benefit you, and you sit and you pout and you say, well, because something. Well, that's because you value something in the situation opposed to anything else. You're not putting divine first, you're putting your wants first. Divine will make sure your needs are met. But if you're chasing your wants, I want you to prepare to suffer. Because it don't matter what you want. Praises go to the Most High. And if I'm disciplined long enough, you know what I'm gonna get? Everything I want from the Supreme Creator. Big facts. That's the hardest pill to swallow sometimes, when you have to make constant decisions and putting things to the side. Some people tender like that. They like, nah, I need that shit now. And divine to let you get it just so you can destroy it. That's an experience. See, divine ain't gonna give responsibility to something that wants to have its own. It's not, why would I give you? You're already focused on something. You want something. That want you're focused on doesn't give you the space to take in responsibility from the divine. So divine ain't gonna give you big shit to carry. You've already said what you wanted out of your face. You already think you in fucking control, right? You think you run the shit. You gonna do this. You want what they got over there on social media. You want to control somebody. You think you the boss. You need the title of boss. You need somebody to tell something so they can make you feel big about what you think you experience. And divine is supreme over all things. And yet, this is where the insignificant lies. This is where everybody's still running to. I'm running that space so I can look like. It's all sucker energy. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is if you finding a way to put divine in those places every single time, or find divine in those places every single time. That's the only thing that matters in life, period. Nothing else don't matter. The more you do that, the more you're taken care of. Majority of the time, people live a half life. They start getting grown and they say, well, I'm grown now, I should be able. Nah, you just cognate of what you need to do now. When you was a kid, you wasn't cognate. Your brain was running on autopilot. How you feel, how your emotions was, fight or flight. You're a kid. Of course, you're supposed to be afraid. And people were supposed to make you feel comfortable. So by the time you got a little bigger and stronger, you could step out there like, nah, I was raised tough. Shit don't move me like that. That was the difference. But see, when people don't get that, they got to use other tactics, right? They got to use other tactics. That's where manipulation starts coming into value, because you be afraid to be yourself. And it ain't like divine don't see none of this shit. It's a great movie to watch when you believe in your mind that nothing, no, yeah, the demons don't know that's what's going on in your mind, but the demons don't need to know what's going on in your mind because your actions show that, or you're acting like that. I have to say that you're being watched every single minute of the day. You know what's watching you? You watching you. You know how many facets of you, how many faculties of you? There are faculties of yourself that you will never comprehend because they're way higher than you and they're attached to you. You know how I know? Because every so often, something good will happen and you'll feel good. Like you ain't had no control over that. Yeah, that was your higher self letting you get that feeling. Just for a second. Those extra laughters that pop out of nowhere, that good body feeling that you can equate that ain't had nothing to do with you. That's the higher self. Like, yeah, only if we can stay here. You can't stay there long enough because most people be hard headed or animalistic. I ain't trying to hold you. You know what I'm saying? Real rap. I don't know where that's at. Whoever address that is, I don't live there. Even if you did have my address, you can bring your ass up here. If you can come, you can fuck around and come to wish a nigga was and fuck around and find out if you want to, if that's what you want. But that ain't my address right there. That's far from my address. I don't know who address that is. That's definitely not me though. But if you find me though, come on through. More than welcome. I don't run high from shit. There's plenty of space out here. Air and opportunity. That's all out here. That's all out here. Air and opportunity. Know that shit. Big facts. All praises to the Most High. Anyway, I don't be trying to hold y'all, yo. I be trying to strengthen the mind in a way to where you're impervious to everything that comes at you in life. You're gonna find a peace in silence that's impeccable. And you think silence is just being quiet. Man, silence ain't got shit to do with that. That's not even the ratio. Silence ain't even, that's not even silence's power is being quiet. That's not the power of silence. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn what the power of silence is, though, and you're gonna see that shit. You're gonna be like, damn, I ain't even know that's what it do. It's a universal aspect. I be wanting to go so deep and to point out every little thing. But you know what? People will sit here in the open and come get knowledge and never pay homage. You still keep coming though, like you watching a good movie. Nah, you ain't watching me. You watching the work of the Supreme, yo. You watching the Almighty through me. That's what you doing. And I'm not special. I'm just a child of the Most High who stayed disciplined in all my imperfection. That's the difference. Why everybody want to be hard-headed, I want to be obedient to something that's right for once in life. It's a difference. So y'all live the life you think you need to live for yourself while you don't do nothing right on the right side of life, while you trying to figure out what's moving me and making me tick. All praises. Shit you can't find and catch up with because you just fucked up on the inside. Yeah, check out them new shirts I got. It say be right within. Be right within. That's how you gotta be if you want to really be connected to the divine, because all that fake shit ain't flying nowhere. All praises. I don't give a shit what nobody say about me. I ain't been moving off nobody's recognizance for years. I've been doing this shit by my dolo for years, yo. And I barely trust anybody because motherfuckers is just fake. Period. The end of the sentence. Dot, dot, dot. People, majority of the time in life, people just fake as hell and scared to face their own insignificance. I don't care about none of that shit. I've been rocking with the divine by myself for a long time, yo. I ain't never rocked with a group of people. I ain't never been like, yo, it's us. I ain't never fought back to back with niggas know it was me fighting for people. I've been doing this shit since I was little. Y'all think this shit just social media? Niggas been walking this path before social media knew it was a spirituality to have some investment in. Fuck is y'all talking about? So live your life based off social media. Let that be fun to you because you're insignificant for real to what's really going on. The shit that piss people off, they got money. I was birthed from that shit. The reason they make laws in life, we birthed from that shit. My fire don't go down. My fire burns anything that comes in my facility, and I'm water, cool as a breeze. Don't get it twisted. I'm loving and nice, but I ain't never been a bitch to nobody. You can ask the world. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say. Go ask the world. Everybody got something to say, but won't do shit. Big facts. I ain't want this path. I ain't want to deal with none of this shit. I ain't want to walk it. I ain't want to carry it. I ain't want to be the insignificant one with a piece of light and understanding to say, here you go. I ain't want to do that shit. I'd rather slap the shit out of you and make shit worse. Big facts. I come from a bunch of idiots, yo. That's what my family is, a bunch of idiots. People who fuck shit up on purpose. I didn't want this. Divine said, I want this for you. You mad? Because you dumb? Sound like too much like right? It's shit my Aunt Carol used to say all the time. Sound too much like right. You want some shit you can't fucking have because you ain't it. It ain't on you. It's not an outfit. It ain't something you steal to obtain. It got to be in your fucking heart. And I ain't never give a fuck. Period. I ain't never give a damn about shit. I love what I'm supposed to. I respect what I'm supposed to. That's it. Bottom line, in the sentence. I do what I'm told, yo. My grandfather was, I'll be doing what I'm told. That's the problem with most of y'all. Y'all delinquent, hard-headed ass kids. They ain't get your ass cut enough growing up. And you ain't got enough pressure behind you to pop nothing, so you run your fucking mouth all your days. That's the best pressure you got. Might holler at y'all again next week because I don't like talking that much. I be too busy focusing, trying to make something real happen. You heard? Trying to do something worth value, sustenance. Have a taste for life. Hug deep and real embedded. Look in somebody's eyes with real intentions. Lay love down for real. The fuck wrong with y'all? Y'all want to sit around and play with life for the rest of your damn life. You want to walk around and, oh, this shit is corny to me. And y'all ain't even teaching your kids how to do it right. When we was growing up, we used to at least get out there and the aunts would be like, go ahead, dance, nephew. Let me see how you do it. We made each other feel good to grow to the next level. Y'all not doing that shit no more. Ain't no, oh, shucks, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Ain't nobody doing that right now. Ain't nobody like, look at mine. Ain't nobody doing that right now. Y'all tearing each other apart. Shredding it to nothing. And then want to ask somebody to give you something. Facts. I'll walk the end of days dolo, yo. I came in this motherfucker butt naked and bald head. I had a head full of hair when I was born, but either way, I was butt naked. I'm gonna leave this motherfucker a baby butt naked. It don't make no difference to me. It would be funner. It would be a lot more funner if we could come together as family and run shit like we supposed to. But it's too much hate and jealousy. It's too much what it's called, the word incapability. And when you have those combinations, you get a lot of envy and jealousy. And it starts to spark another energy. People don't realize that energy changes the life. It changes flesh into something else. The more hatred you carry about shortcomings in yourself, you create a demon. That envy, jealousy, hate, whatever you carrying for whatever situation, it creates you. It starts to mold you into the beast that you are, or the beast that frequency is. So believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? Majority of the stories you think is fake, they real is real. They real to real, real, real. But you don't know how they're real. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna see though. You're gonna see because that's what they're getting scared of. When people put a time frame on shit, especially the animals, it's because they know here everything has to grow. Everything has to continue. So if you're made with certain things that make you continue, you have to start growing into your full ability. They never told nobody this. They're like, yo, you're not just a regular person. Like, if you have other things inside of you, eventually the sun is going to fill up the meter that makes you fully grow into your full genetic attribute of whatever that's going to be. This is what people think new creations are, or new animals in different forests. That's not no new animal. That's a genetic upgrade. That's like the age of that animal being existing for so many hundreds of years, and then they finally genetically upgraded. They're not eating impurities like we are in the store, so their DNA is not fighting against them. Their DNA is unwinding slowly, and it's evolving. When your DNA goes flat into a ladder, it releases all of the information in the DNA that allows you to grow to your full capability. That's true growth. You have 3 levels of growth, right? You have your birth from gestation, and after you come out of that, you have your 1 to adulthood. But then you also have your brain growth, and when your brain is growing with no impurities, your brain actually opens like a flower. That's for the original man. That's why it's split in half. Then you have the other individuals that are crossed with different DNA. They're going to turn to something apartheid to that. It's not going to be an evolution. It's going to be a mix in value because the DNA can't open completely. Nobody's going to tell you none of this shit. So they're worried about that as a time frame. They're not talking about the clock. They're talking about how much time it's going to take before the genetic energy of the universe to change things into their actual compartment, to where you literally separate people not just by color, but by the animal in them. So now we're gonna go back to start talking about demons and Nephilims and all that shit, because people are gonna start growing and changing by their DNA purpose. This has happened on the earth for a long time, and it got so bad one time that they had to destroy the fucking earth. Like, you got to think about, like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody don't ever tell the stories correctly. They always want to lie about how it happens. The energy, the source generator, comes from above. It gives everything life. It allows everything to expand. You've seen pine cones open. You see leaves fall, you see leaves change colors, you see flowers open, they bloom. It's the fastest thing that catches that energy because it never moves. We are something that moves constantly all the time, and we don't stay in the sun all the time. So it takes longer for us to get that universal buildup. So now, when this universal buildup finally lands in the so-called humans completely, you're gonna change to something. Who knows? Go back to the dark ages, the shit that they try to hide. It's a lot about the dark ages they don't want to talk about because what's in the dark, nobody wants to tell. Ooh, what's in the dark? What was in the dark? You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta keep in mind what was in the dark. You know, we beckon the day that this happens again. Whatever. I ain't trying to hold you, yo. Just trying to show y'all some shit. And I know nobody be comprehending. Everybody got a lot of shit to say. And I'm like, yo, I ain't got time to be sitting around here mad, yo, when the earth is fucked up the way it is. Not the earth ain't fucked up. It's the things that's on the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like people be like, yo, we be finding new creatures. You don't never find a new creature. These creatures ain't been nowhere. They've been here. They've been chilling until y'all go around places start loosening shit up and fucking with shit. And then they's like, oh, we got company. Somebody at the door. Let's see what's coming out. They're like, oh, we discovered something. No, you haven't discovered anything. There's not a such thing as new. It might be new to your eyesight or new to the feelings of the flesh that you carry. That means you're experiencing something you've never experienced before. That and new don't go in the same sentence. But you see how intelligence works? Control will take over, and you'll be like, you did shit. You went from your house to that place that's been there forever. You didn't do nothing. You traveled, if you want to say you did something. It probably took a lot of your physical body to do that. It doesn't state the value of you discovering anything, though. This shit knew you was here for a long time. Keep in mind, we larvae. We babies needing to be nurtured and shit. Even as adults. Tender. You got flesh. You got shit in the world that you shoot a gun at it. The bullet gonna ricochet and it's alive. This place is not what y'all think it is. This place is very unforgiving. And we take the most comfortable area of life and we distort it. We make it hard for people to have a ratio or understanding in the most comfortable place, but the rest of the world is dangerous. If you let some of that true danger into your life, y'all gonna be crying, help, help, somebody help, call somebody, please, please. Ain't nobody gonna be able to save you from the real danger of life, yo. You know what I'm saying? That's why you can't be afraid to walk through the dark or stand in the fire. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just sitting there talking right now. I wanted to drop some juice. I wanted to make up for yesterday because I deleted the video, but I think I did good enough because Devon said you good right now. Heard already. Hold it down. NAGA The Wise.